What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. So by now I've been using the iPhone 12 Pro Max for just over a week and now I have a better understanding of what this phone does well and what it doesn't do that well. And in today's video I'm gonna share all that with you. So one of the main reasons why I bought this phone over the iPhone 12, I've also had the iPhone 12 for about 3 weeks, was the battery life. The battery life on the iPhone 12 wasn't that great and I could never make it an entire day on one charge. Well, I have to tell you that the battery life on the 12 Pro Max is exceptionally good. And I almost have like a small addiction to my phone, so I'm on my phone a lot throughout the day and I've never had to charge this twice throughout the day. So the battery life on it is exceptionally good, one of the best battery lives that I've seen on any flagship so far. In one of my previous videos, I've also said that I was kind of disappointed by the camera on the back of the iPhone 12 Pro Max, mostly compared to the regular iPhone 12, the 12 Pro and the 12 mini, because this one, the 12 Pro Max, has an improved camera. But when you take pictures, you don't actually see that big of a difference. A lot of the pictures do look the same. Now, don't get me wrong, the iPhone 12 does take really good pictures, some of the best pictures out there, but I was expecting a bit better from this one. So for pictures, I haven't really noticed a difference, and I did take a lot of pictures over the past week. I did notice a difference with this one compared to the iPhone 12 when you're filming video and not when you're walking or running. That doesn't seem to be that much different. But when you're just holding the phone like this in your hand and you're filming something right here close to the phone, this one, the 12 Pro Max, does do better for your hands shakiness basically, so the footage doesn't look as shaky. If you're gonna film something close with your regular iPhone 12 or the 12 Pro or the 12 mini, you'll notice a bit more shakiness in that footage. And this for me is very important, that this one doesn't have as much shakiness, just because of the line of work that I'm in. So yes, there is a bit of an improvement when you're filming video and you're holding the phone like this. I've also seen an article the other day talking about the screen of the iPhone 12 Pro Max and having yellow spots on it or something like that. Well, I have to tell you that the screen on my iPhone 12 Pro Max is absolutely stunning and there are no problems with it whatsoever. Not to mention that this is one of the best looking screens that I've seen. When you first see this phone and you compare it to a Samsung phone, the screen doesn't look as vivid, but the color reproduction on this screen is so much better than any screen that you would find on Samsung devices. So yes, I do love the screen on this one. It's big, you can watch videos on it whenever you're editing pictures on it or videos. The colors are more accurate, so this is one of the best screens in the industry at this time. Size-wise, well, I still haven't got used to this phone. This is one of the biggest phones that I've seen. This is one of the widest phones that I've seen, and if you use the phone with a case like myself, because I'm afraid I'm gonna drop it and it's gonna break, it's almost impossible to keep in certain pockets in some pens. If you have the phone in your pocket and you get in your car and you wanna drive, you almost always have to take out the phone because it's just so big and it's uncomfortable to keep it in your pocket, basically. So one of the biggest phones out there. Now, there is one thing about this phone that I really dislike, and I'm gonna tell you all about it after we hear this quick message from today's video sponsor. Today's video is being brought to you by Lipau's super portable 15.6-inch monitor. This is super light and you can take this with you anywhere. You can use it as the second monitor for your computer or PlayStation or basically anything that you have at home. We have two USB-C ports, we have an HDMI port and even a 3.5mm audio jack. So you can basically connect this to anything that you may have at home. So super handy to have something like this. As always, there will be some links in the video's description if you wanna check it out. Thanks Lipau for sponsoring this video, and let's go back to our iPhone. Alright, and I am back. So when you use this phone intensively, it gets hot. And what happens when a phone gets hot? Well, thermal throttling happens and the phone's performance starts to drop. However, I haven't noticed that with the iPhone 12 Pro Max, so even if it gets hot, I haven't noticed a drop in performance. With the regular iPhone 12, I did notice a drop in performance. But what happens with this one, the screen starts dimming and it comes to a point where you can barely see the screen. I haven't actually experienced this with any other phone before, and I did post this on Twitter and a bunch of people said they've experienced that with their iPhones in the past, so I didn't know this was an actual problem. So if you're outside, if you're filming something, if you're streaming video to the iPhone and the phone gets hot enough, the screen will start dimming, and that could become problematic in some situations. Of course, not everyone is gonna do what I do with the phone, so most people aren't gonna experience that, but for my line of work, I feel that I'm gonna experience that quite a lot. So that is the worst thing about the iPhone 12 Pro Max, in my experience at least. So now that I have a better understanding about the phone's limitations and I work around those limitations, I am happier with the phone than I was a week ago. A week ago I wasn't really happy with it because I just had very high expectations. So yes, this is the best iPhone that I've used so far, and hopefully Apple will address some of these issues that I'm having with the iPhone 13, 14 and so on. So if you're looking at the iPhone 12 Pro Max, yes, it is a great phone. It gets great battery life, a great screen, super smooth, and a lot of performance. You can do anything on it, but some limitations. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.